Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Marc, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate.
Bonjour.
Good evening.
Oh, that was a bit of a rush.
I was early.
I was eating my dinner about 2.5 minutes ago. Is Nick in?
No, I've not seen it yet.
What?
She wasn't when I just checked. No.
She said the one and only time she can't be late.
And she's late. Well, yeah, she is late. It's gone 7:30 now.
She's late. Oh. And I rushed for dinner. I could have finished my last couple of potatoes as well.
I hope they were from your garden.
No, not anymore. Yeah.
Evening, City. George has been swimming, so he's not about tonight. Next week. Laura has asked where George is.
Hey, Jenny.
So my mum and dad are in Guernsey.
Oh, they're going to go and see Chris?
They're in Chris's hotel.
Oh, fantastic.
So they've had the tour of Chris's garden today.
Oh, I saw that. That was that the feedback he got?
Don't know.
That must have been from another one then. Oh, where is she?
Good evening in Ireland, Lulu. There she is. So tonight's guest has what is known as a hard exit. So let's get her in. She is an occasional baker, an ice cream maker, running her side hustle seed company. She has challenged us all to grow a dream garden from seed. It is, of course, Nic from Cauliflowers.
What? What did you say? What did you say a little while ago? This is the only time I can't be late.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Can you believe that Scouts is 8:30 to 10 p.m?
That's horrendous, isn't it? How old is he?
14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's getting a little bit older,
Yeah.
but so he only moved, so it's the Explorer group that and he moved there in October. I'm still not used to it, and I don't think I will ever get used to it.
No, because that means you can't get your jammies on till 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Well, thank you for inviting me on.
No, thank you, Nick. And I'm going to tell everybody that our guest tonight did drop out, and I came and grabbed her. Only because we had spoke about it before, and you said, yeah, I'll come in whenever time. And
yeah.
So we're very grateful. But it's a good time because we've got lots to talk about in 3/4 of an hour.
Such a busy season. First thing to say is, up where we are in Yorkshire, there is a frost due tonight. So if you've not popped your lids, your things in your greenhouses, closed the doors, then make sure you do that once we've finished our chat this evening.
Wow, brilliant.
You don't want your seedlings frosting.
Yeah.
Don't apply to me because it's still 10 degrees here. Got a nice day.
It's been beautiful today.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Really nice. Yeah.
I've been stuck in the office. Yeah, Tuesday is also my office day with the day job.
Yeah, well, it's got to be done.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are we going to talk about a certain Christmas dinner first?
Oh, I think we are too.
I'm really excited of this. Really, really excited because a couple of times I've thought, I'll try that, and I've done some potatoes, and obviously there's some parsnips and things left, but I've never actually done what you've put together.
Yeah. So we did it. Well, we've grown Christmas dinner veggies for years. When I started Cauliflowers, I didn't do the Grow Your Own Christmas Dinner collection as one of the first batch. It was kind of, I don't want to say an afterthought, but it almost was. It was like, oh, maybe that would be a really good thing to put together to help people to do. And it was the first grow along that we did. So the collection and the growing instructions that I've got cover sprouts, carrots, parsnips, red cabbage, celeriac, cranberry, onion,
Come on.
sage and thyme. But also in the Grow Long guide, although we can't do the seeds for it, because we'll cover like the potatoes, so what to do with them in the summer to get them through to harvest. The cranberries are a bit of a fun one, although it's really possible to grow them. They're a challenge.
Okay.
And
So we should expect to get them this year, maybe another year.
No, you won't be harvesting cranberries for a couple of years if you get them through the fridge okie dokie, because they need a decent period of cold stratification, and into the fridge and out of the fridge is quite helpful for them. I've managed that part and got them germinated. I just then killed them with neglect afterwards.
Okay. Do they grow on a bush or is it more of a tree?
Bush. It's a bush and you need to keep it pretty moist.
That's one for my garden.
Yeah. My garden. So just on the chat, Suki has said she's growing cranberry seed this year and she's dead excited.
Oh, fantastic.
And
I saw Joe said something.
Joe says, is there an option for those of us with small spaces for veg? Absolutely. You can grow.
Just don't put as many in.
Yeah. Don't do as many or if you're growing in pots, pretty much all of those can be grown in containers. It's a decent sized one, but you can get, well, I grow my tatties in a bag most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
I've actually done 2 rows in the allotment at the weekend, but usually I bag all my potatoes. Your parsnips and your carrots, as long as you've got a decent depth.
Yeah, they'd be good in deep. I want to try some deep carrots this year.
Yeah, and they're good in pots. But yeah, cabbage, celeriac and sprouts, you can contain all of those.
Yeah. I suppose nothing's really got a really deep root system, are they? They're all quite shallow.
Beyond parsnips.
Parsnips and carrots, yeah. You want them as deep as possible.
You just need to make the right size container. Or if you're growing in the ground, you haven't got much space, be really kind of constrained with how many, not necessarily how many seeds you go, but how many you plant out, and just give them the space that they need. And if you think, I really want these for my Christmas dinner, focus on those and not maybe the harvest that you might want before, or you might otherwise want before or afterwards.
Mm-hmm. So how's it going to happen? Are we having lives? Are you going to do a live of us? Or?
So I've got I've done the planner. That's free to download on the Cauliflowers website. Yeah, have you got the printed version there?
Oh no, this is the pocket companion. Sorry,
companion that goes with the collection.
That's right. Yeah.
Get like the entire growing instructions for them. But I've done a planner that takes us through the entire year. So we kicked off the grow along on Sunday, sowing the sprouts, celeriac and onion and red cabbage seeds. But my plan is once a month I will be going live to show either seed sowing and talk about what we're sowing, or check on progress, plant things out. And then once a month, kind of 2 weeks. So 1 week we'll go live, 2 weeks later I'll do a Q&A, then we'll go live, then we'll do a Q&A, and that'll take us all the way through the 23rd of December when we can harvest together.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Excuse me. Yeah, so I've planned it all out so that we get to sow seeds most of the year. March we'll do some of the herbs and the cranberries. April we'll do parsnips, but you can do parsnips a bit earlier if you want to. I tend to find that April's a good time because the soil has started to up by then.
A bit,
yeah. May, the carrots, planting out onions around that time. Put the cabbage and celeriac as June. You can do them earlier as long as you pass last frost date, even though as brassicas they're pretty hard. Help spread them out. If they're getting too big for their pots, then get them out, kind of be led by your conditions and what your plants are doing. Obviously, summertime, we need to start thinking about our potatoes. So July, head down to the garden centre. I recommend getting some Nicolas because they're a good.
Wonder why.
Named after me, but they are a good taty to grow for your Christmas dinner. And then really it's about keeping an eye on things. Obviously, your onions are ready to harvest well before Christmas. But what I tend to do is I will put most of mine into storage. I'll chop some up and stick them in the freezer because I like to use them with Christmas dinner for the stuffing, which is why I do the and things as well, but also with our Christmas Eve celeriac coleslaw. So that's the celeriac, onions, red cabbage, mustard powder, and mayo, which is yummy.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
The recipe's in the planner.
I've let you down. I haven't downloaded it yet.
I sent it's the WhatsApp.
Is it?
It is, yeah, because you are the champions, aren't you?
I am, yeah, and I'm really excited.
Me, yeah. So I'll host the grow along, but yeah, as well as me, I've got Jamie, Kim, Maddie, and John. So Kim, garden with Kim, Maddie, Messias Garden Design, and John, the bee gardener, are my Christmas dinner champions. So we get to see it grown up and down the country, and even in Wales, in a different country, and see what he's doing.
Yeah, brilliant. That'd be good to see how it grows in different parts of the country as well, to be honest. Yeah, that'd be really nice. Yeah. Especially John, if he's cold over there in Wales a lot of the time.
Yeah, and halfway up his hill.
So are any of these, do you think, a bit challenging, apart from the cranberries? Obviously, they're going to, we're all going to... That's new. The cranberries are new for everybody, really, I would imagine.
Everybody. They're a fun experiment. If you end up with some cranberries in a couple of years' time, that's great. If not, you're just going through the process of trying to get something which is known to be a bit tricky into a plant.
Yeah.
I think as gardeners, we all love that bit of a challenge, don't we?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So tricky part is getting them to germinate. That just is what it is. Parsnips are a pain
in the backside. I had a better year last year, but that's the first year I've had a decent year in 6 years.
Get fresh seed every year. Those are the one seed that I would say don't bother beyond a year with them. Most things will last. And then the other one is, it's not tricky to germinate. It looks like it's growing nicely. Is your celeriac.
Now I don't do too bad with celeriac. I think the trick is lots of water.
Yeah, lots of water, and they like a heavy clay soil.
Yeah. Or plant grow.
From like early autumn time, the leaves are growing nicely through summer, but early autumn time, if you start taking off the outer rings of leaves, it focuses them into growing their bulbs.
Yeah, and then the earlier leaves tend to start drooping and dying down anyway. Yeah. So if you just snap them ones off,
get them past the still stood up nicely. They're a nice little celery substitute in stews and soups.
Yeah. Oh, I love celeriac. Yeah. I love roasting it. I roast it and then roast some leeks as well, and then just mash them all up. Leek and celeriac mash. The best, absolutely the best.
Yeah. Roasted celeriac itself is nice. That's how we stick it in the coleslaw raw on Christmas Eve, but just roast it on Christmas Day.
Lovely, absolutely lovely. Just going back to these parsnips again. So these are Gladiator F1s.
They are.
I think most people know what F1s are. Nick, can you just tell us this in case?
I can, yeah. So F1s often get a bit of a bad rep because they're not a heritage variety, they're not an open pollinated variety. They're one that somebody, a grower, not a forestry, has decided, oh, this parsnip and this one, these have got really good traits. I wonder what will happen if I make them and get them to produce something. And what happens is they do produce something, And you look at it and think, oh, this is great. But the seeds don't come true. You can only ever replicate it by getting the parents to breed again.
Yeah. So if you were to take some of the seeds from that
You would
parsnip, that wouldn't be the
no,
same.
you would still get a parsnip, but you don't know what it would be.
Yeah.
What
So
it would have. So Gladiator it's a good one. It's strong. It most obviously, unless you put it in really stony soil, it has nice straight roots, long ones. It gets chunky, but it doesn't go woody too fast. So so that's the thing with an F1 is it has been chosen for characteristics of its parents that can only be replicated by bringing the two together.
Yeah, I think it's good. Why not? If you know something, I know we know that the heritage seeds are getting bigger and bigger and bigger now, and every year you see more and more. But why not with a decent parsnip?
Some things. That's why we chose the Gladiator ones, because we try and choose seeds which are going to be reliable. They're tried and tested by growers up and down the country, but we've also grown them or have knowledge of them and feel that they will do well, because we don't have half a dozen varieties of parsnip. We've chosen one, and that's one that works well for us.
Yeah.
We same with our sprouts and our onions, but we've tweaked them because actually with the sprouts, Brody as an F1 wasn't performing too well for us in our garden. So we thought, well, you know, time to look at a new one. So we brought in Long Island, which had done well. Same with the onions with Fasto. It seemed to be going downhill. So Rinsberger and Armstrong are now our preferred ones.
Yeah, it's good because I like to see some new ones because you know I'm even growing different ones like these Rinsberg ones. I've never grown them before, so it's nice for us to grow some different ones instead of sticking with the same all the time.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, very good. So I know we had a bit of a conversation, probably on the group chat, about obviously some people might have a lot of these in a seed box.
Yeah.
So they can still join in, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not precious about people having to get our seeds. I think, as I say, help anyone grow anything. So yeah, that's why the Grow Along Planner is free. So if you've got some of those seeds or all of them, download it and it will help take you through.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Go through it. If you've got 3/4 of them, if the other few, they just come onto your site and get them and then have the whole collection.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We will help people. So I did the first one, and that live is up there if anyone wants to watch it back. It was pretty much a longer version of what I've just said to you, but showing people what I was doing, running down into the underbuild and grabbing some onions that I'd still got in storage to show people that you can keep them that long when you have them in summer.
Yeah, I was out. I couldn't watch it, but I have watched it since. So,
yeah,
brilliant.
I will no doubt get you on with me one Sunday morning, and we'll see how your veggies are growing.
Yeah, brilliant. I really can't wait for that.
Yeah,
really excited for that. Are you going to join in, Mark?
Definitely. I think I might cheat like I have with the beef and onion tree and go and buy a cranberry plant, because I was planning on doing that anyway. So I might actually get some cranberries this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
What a couple of people said. Anna's designated a bed down at her allotment for Christmas dinner veg.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Do it all in one bed
as well.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. Jo grows pots anyway, and her kale too. So got experience there doing those. Lucy, can carrots and parsnips be grown in bags like potatoes? Yeah,
why not?
From a container.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Suki says, can we get Christmas pudding seeds?
That would be good. That would. So what's in there? Sultanas and raisins. They have some grapes.
Oh, I don't eat it. There's one.
What?
It's like a tin of what's that soup? Mulligatawny. Everyone's got to have that and a Christmas pudding in the cupboard. They don't use them, but they've got to have
I
them.
love Christmas pudding. Oh my goodness. No, I don't like mulligatawny soup.
No, I don't think anyone does. That's why cupboards are just full of it.
Yeah, check the date. It'll be about
Mm,
2001 or something.
That's what we'll all be eating after the apocalypse. We'll be finding mulligatawny soup in people's cupboards.
Soup and Christmas pudding, perfect. So, if anybody wants to join in with this,
absolutely do.
where do they need to go?
Over to the Cauliflowers website. So we are Cauliflowers, like our name, the dog collie, then flowers.co.uk. There's a little focus on it on our homepage. 2 separate links. One will take you just to the free downloadable planner, and then the other one to the seed collection, which is what you've got.
I have. And this little guide is absolutely brilliant. Fantastic little thing.
Companions go out with all of our collections.
I was just about to say, you've got several different collections, haven't you? What ones have you got going at the minute?
Oh, so at the minute we've got greenhouse collection. I've got the 2 borders and bouquets, one by Cara and one by Pauline. So they've got those ones are both really good because they give you nice flowers for the garden, but also designed so that you can do cut flowers and bring them into the house. I think we've got an essential herb garden, Taste the Rainbow, which is one that I love. So lots of nice multicoloured veggies going on in that one. We have winter vegetables, summer salads. There's another flowers one. There's a few. And then we've got our mini bundles as well, which I've done. There's just no stock. I had an idea a few I was like, well, the collections are great because they get either like 10 or 12 in them, but they can be quite chunky. But if we have just like 5 packs of seed in something, so on a theme, so we've got hardy annuals, half hardies, plants for pollinators, another a herbal teas one. That's a nice one. Yeah, and essential edibles.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
it sounds good to me.
People are making me hungry in the comments. All they're doing is sharing recipes now.
Christmas recipes. Right, so everybody go over and get your seeds, or if you've already got them, you can join in with the Cauliflowers Christmas Grow Along. Really excited for that. Let's talk about you. I'm rambling a bit quick, Nick, because I know we've only got 20 minutes left.
It's 22 minutes. Ages.
Tell us a little bit about you and your growing. What you love doing.
Me and my growing. Well, I've not done loads so far. Well, I say I've not done loads. I have a zippy inside the greenhouse, so just to double insulate things.
Okay, yeah.
All my autumn sown seedlings were in there, so I took those out last week, and I've filled it already. And I've not done what I was planning to. I've got more to do because although 2 weeks ago, me and Mel, the husband, were talking, and we were talking about Gardeners World Live, obviously that week that we had together, Jamie, working on the garden, and he said, "You're not doing it again this year, are you?" I'm like, no, it was a lot last year, but I am. So we've been talking about it, and then a couple of days after, I was approached, and it was a designer and a concept and a challenge for me that I just kind of felt like I couldn't say no to. So I went in and I was like, I said I wasn't gonna. Well, I am. But it's a whole new challenge for me this year. So although last year I grew a few flowers for Kim's design, I'm doing veggies this year. Which
oh my God.
Growing veggies.
Lucky.
Yeah. So, and I can tell you who, I did a little teaser on my account the other day, but if you want to know, I can tell you who I'm growing for.
Exclusive.
Of course we want to know.
No. So you may.
You're grinning. You're really grinning. So you're really happy about it.
Oh, I'm so excited to be working with the designer, and just the concept of what she's put together is fantastic. That's why when I'd read about it, had a conversation with her. I was like, I can't say no to this. These are the opportunities that don't come along every year. So whilst they are, I'm going to snap them up. So I actually think the designer is on here this
Is
evening.
she?
Us, yeah. Is Kate Patrick, the Messy Allotmenteer.
Oh, lovely.
It's a sustainable garden, and her focus has really been on bringing together connections amongst different skilled artisans, farmers, and local UK family-run businesses, which reasons approached me. But the thing that really got me was the way that she's integrating the vegetable patches into her design alongside keeper, having beehives within the garden. Which
It's amazing.
It looks, Kate's drawings look absolutely stunning, and I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I really can't wait to see it. And even more now I know you're involved in growing the veggies. You must be a bit worried because just from doing Kim's last year, we know how everything's got to be perfect.
But I feel like I learned so much with that. I also got 3 weeks head start on where I was from. I didn't doing Kim's until we came home from the garden grand ball.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Yeah, soon.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I know. So I've got 3-week head start. I'll not share the list of veggies. Me and Kate may do that later on. We may save it for the garden being unveiled.
Yeah.
But we worked it through, and we've got some really good nectar-rich plants, even the veggies. So there's one which should have some of its vegetableness on it, but if it's not, is one which absolutely needs bees to pollinate it to be able to produce those. So if it's just in flower, it'll be a perfect one to have in there, and lots of colour and interest. And the majority of them, although we just talked about kind of heritage and heirlooms, although kind of we're not known for it, we do have a lot of them, and we're focusing on those kind of older, reliable, open pollinated ones, veggies that we can bring into it. So I'm so excited.
Brilliant. It's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be fantastic.
So it's going to be fantastic, and the team that Kate's pulled together is going to be brilliant. There are so many small businesses involved, but also people from across Instagram who are going to be supporting her with putting the garden together. It's a really strong team.
It's going to be brilliant.
I am so looking forward to it, and really
good.
I've been asked.
So just a question about that. So I don't want to, ruin the illusion of these gardens, but everything is in the pots. When you see these gardens underground, the pots are still on them. So how's that going to work? You're obviously going to grow everything in pots.
Everything's going to be grown in pots, or in some form of a container that can go underground and not be visible. And like with getting Kim's plants there, the logistics is going to be challenging because at least one of the things that I'm growing is taller than me, but Kate has a van. So I'm not going to...
What veggies?
I'm not going to need...
I know what it is. I just worked it out.
So I won't need to get mum and dad in their car as well going, they have enough space in mine.
Fantastic. Oh, that's really good news. Really exciting as well.
So exciting.
I can see you are. You're still grinning from ear to ear. That's brilliant.
I've just had a chance. So this weekend I will be out there getting things started. But then I will do like I did for Kim, which is I won't just do one set of them. I will be setting them off at kind of a week to 10-day intervals. I've got my timings worked out, but as we know, when I was there, I turned up with these cornflowers. Like, they're poking. We need 2 days of sun, and they'll be perfect.
Yeah.
with the veggies, it's not quite that same pressure, but
No.
still, I want them to be presentable. And the good thing is, I do have a little bit of leeway. Kate has been great in her design because she has said it's showcasing the garden in all its forms. So from before bloom, through to bloom, and seed. So if
Perfect.
it may still get in there.
So what are you going to get going to seed in June?
Oh, you never know. I'm not going to give too much away. Radish don't take long to grow.
I don't know. No, I know that. Definitely
Need a seed pod.
not.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So
Really, really good.
really forward to it and looking forward to getting going with those.
So that's BBC Gardeners World live at the NEC in Birmingham.
It is, yeah, in June. It's like the 12th to the 16th this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Usually over Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, it is Father's Day weekend. I was talking to
Is it?
the weekend, the Sunday. So they said they may bring Mel, and he went, Father's Day is my day for myself. You lot go back. I was going, his gift on a Father's Day, a day to himself.
They are then perfect.
Yeah.
Peace and quiet.
Well, you can tell me a bit more in depth next weekend then, because we're having a weekend with each other.
Yeah, I'll tell you more about it then. But yeah, I need to get going with kind of what's going on in the garden and the allotment otherwise. So I've got a few things on the go, but not too much yet. Though I will be getting an influx of tomatoes and chilies later this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you mean an influx? You're sowing an influx or you're getting them?
Head gardener Hazel's got a gazillion on the go and she travels. So they are off to Spain for 3 months on Sunday.
Oh, only 3 months. Love seed sowing, and obviously as she gets to sow her seeds in January and February rather than kind of March and April like the rest of us.
And then dump them on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep these alive.
Yeah, I've cleared my windowsill. The only things I've got on my windowsill at the moment are my north-facing windowsill experiment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you said about that. Tell us about that.
I lost my rag a few weeks ago. Let me just scoot this way. Because someone said, if you've not got a grow light, if you've not got a heat mat and grow lights, you can't sow your tomatoes and chilies at this time of year. I went, yeah, you can. I'll show you can. So on my north-facing windowsill with no heat mat and no grow lights, I sowed some Thor peppers, aubergine, moneymaker aubergines, black prince tomatoes, and Scotch bonnet chilies. So.
And nothing's come up.
No, it's come up.
Growing.
Look at that. See? So that's.
These tomatoes are potting on. They've got the tomatoes and the aubergines have got true leaves already. So yeah, you can. It's not
exactly.
It's not something I would recommend, but I'll never tell someone you can't do something. No. You can do whatever you want. As long as you can give the plants the right conditions, it's entirely doable. The easiest thing to do is to give a seed the right condition to germinate.
Yeah, that's easy.
The challenging part is keeping the conditions right for it as it's growing.
And having the room.
So you might see, because that's a north-facing windowsill, you might see as they get a little bit bigger, they might start getting leggy and searching.
Yeah, the tomatoes are already leggy. They need wanted potting on for about 2 weeks.
But no problem with tomatoes because you can plant them. You can put them on really deep.
Yeah. So what I do with my own tomatoes when I sow those is I do them in coir cells.
Yeah.
So when they've germinated and started to grow, if they've gone leggy, all I do is just stick them at the bottom of a 9-centimetre pot and stick the compost on top.
Exactly.
And then they root all the way. Extra roots.
Yeah, and it works well.
Give you a better plant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I do that. Yeah.
So
other than that, the window is empty and waiting to be filled up.
What's first then? Oh no, you're gonna all your mum stuff.
All mum's stuff first, although she has said, I think, well, I'm getting some, and several of her neighbours are getting others to look after as well. But I pop down to their house a few times a week. I'll check in on her windowsills and her greenhouse because she's got plenty going in there.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we'll fill up the allotment. We've got a new flower bed area in there, which we've done in the last kind of 6-8 weeks or so.
So what's that for? Cut flowers?
Cut flowers and just generally attracting pollinators in. We've had an area, so what? It's coming up for 8 years now. We've had the allotment. Back corner we used to call Nettle Mountain because it was a bit of a hill and it was covered in nettles and some brambles, and I'd never touched it. And we decided, you know, this is the year we're going to. So we've cleared it, and yeah, that's going to be our flower growing area.
That did look like a bit of tough going for a while.
Yeah,
clearing that.
Yeah, I think I've still got a few bramble roots to dig out, but we can get planted in it this year for sure. But yeah, the veg growing areas within the allotment are all fenced off so that Cooper doesn't go running around them and destroying everything. He just sits, he's got a spot where he sits next to the greenhouse watching next door's chickens.
Oh, perfect.
Anything doing that.
He just wants to round them up. That's all.
He's a chicken dog.
Yeah. He's lovely. He jumped in that pond last time we went to Yorkshire, didn't he? That was funny.
Right. Me scrubbing that cream carpet.
Brilliant.
Anyway.
Right, Mark. Hit her with your questions because she's got 5 minutes left.
Here with the lightning round.
Go for it.
So number one, what's your favourite band or artist?
Oh, I'm struggling between James Blunt and Robbie Williams. I'm having them both.
James Williams.
Or Robbie Blunt.
Next one, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
That was easy. Flowers or edibles?
Edibles.
Oh. Wow. You mainly point towards edibles then?
Oh yeah. Up until maybe 2-3 years ago, I didn't really grow many flowers. After the allotment, I'd grow a little bit at home when we had the smaller garden. But now that we've got this garden, I can fill it with flowers. But yeah, veggies are my first love.
Nice. What's your go-to emoji?
The crying, laughing one, like the typical.
Tears coming down yet?
Yeah.
If you could only have one snack for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cheese.
Lovely.
Good choice. Finish the sentence. My perfect day would be
in the garden, then in the kitchen.
Oh, cooking what you took out of the garden.
Yeah.
Great. Sowing seeds or potting on?
Sowing seeds. That's the thing. I love sowing seeds. I hate potting on. I have said it a lot, so I'll remind people whilst I'm on here. Remember, 10 minutes of seed sowing equals at least an hour of potting on. So if you've got 10 minutes this week, make sure in about 3-4 weeks' time, you've got an hour somewhere free in your schedule.
Next one, spring or summer?
Summer.
That was quick. What's today's favourite plant?
Oh, I've got a new leaf coming on one of my monsteras that I took as a cut-in a few months ago. That's today's favourite plant.
Oh.
Good choice. I think that's the first time we've ever had a house plant.
Yeah, as well.
Good choice.
I don't loads of house plants, but I had a huge. Well, it still is a big monstera, but I took loads of cuttings from it at Christmas and gave some as gifts and kept a couple myself.
Satisfying when you get new growth. This one, You've already got one of these, but never mind. Unlimited compost or unlimited seeds?
Unlimited seeds.
If you could choose one plant to describe yourself, what would it be?
I'm going to describe it and you can figure out what plant it is. Hard-working, slightly around all year round.
I didn't hear any of that because Marc was shuffling about.
Hard-working, a little bit rough around the edges and keeps producing all year round.
Grass?
Are we on edibles?
Well, anything. I'm not sure what plant I'd be.
Oh, I see. You're not pointing to one.
No,
Oh, I get you. I
I'll
see.
describe it and you can decide what plant it is.
Oh my God. You can't do that. This is our show.
Lulu said kale. Kale might just get you through the whole year.
Kale's, yeah. Kale's a good one.
Yeah, a cauliflower.
There you go.
You can get cauliflowers.
Yeah. Or spinach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard-working brassica.
Next one, if you could have a gardening superpower, what would it be?
I think. What would it be? With the ability to stop time so I could catch up with all the jobs that actually need doing when they need doing.
I will have that one as well, please.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
And the final one is, what's your favourite weed?
I like dandelions and daisies.
Mm.
And you can eat dandelions. So.
But I am now more ruthless with them than I used to be. I used to, obviously I like them and all weeds have got their place and they are just a plant in the wrong place. But I did used to let them go to seed and then I'd having to dig them up.
Yeah.
So now I let them flower, but I pull the heads off the flowers. I let the roots do what they need to do to kind of make the soil better.
Yeah.
But
is this in your lawn or in your beds? If they just
I'm not
dormant in the beds.
Down at the allotment,
Yeah.
flower beds. Yeah, I don't pick them out of the lawn. The lawn's a dog's running place. It's least.
Look at that. You got 2 minutes spare.
I know.
Perfect.
You were thinking that I'd be like running off and it wouldn't be enough, but now I have done good. I've said I would be concise and not waffly. So unlike last week I did my first in-person garden talk, which was good. But yeah, it was really good. Really enjoyed that. I took Mum with me and she was in the front row and she'd not seen my slides and I was on like the last one or the penultimate one and she was kind of pointing at her watch at me going, how you do that? I was near the end, so I was like rushed through the last little questions.
Yeah. Well, Nick, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for filling our gap for us. Much appreciated.
And time I will come back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
We'll
do it in summer and I will either show you the garden or the allotment when we have daylight.
definitely perfect. That'll be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And anybody who wants to join in with a Christmas dinner, grow along, get over to cauliflowers.co.uk and grab your seeds.
Or just your free planner.
Yeah. Or your free planner.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you everyone so much. Yeah, hope everybody's enjoyed it as much as I have tonight.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh, I love Nick. Absolutely love her. She's fantastic. Really, really nice. I just saw somebody say, who said that what are our favourite weeds? I'm not touching my comment because they'll just disappear. But I saw it come up, said, Mark and Jamie, what are your favourite weeds?
Um,
I tell you my favourite weed that I like because it's nice to pull out.
yeah,
Couch grass, lovely. I love it. I love getting it and see it go all the way along the bed and come back round again.
you never get rid of it all though.
No, but it's nice. It's just satisfying pulling it and it just keep going.
Yeah. I quite like willow herb as a plant, but it's so hard to control because it just it's a sort of air dispersed seed. So if you don't get it out before it goes to seed, you're damned.
Yeah.
Got it forever.
No, Joe, I don't like borage, and I wish I'd taken your advice that very first time when I planted about a million seeds.
You've lived to regret that one, haven't you?
That does come up like a bloody weed, doesn't it? That's the thing.
I've never managed to get it to grow.
Joking. Don't bother.
No, I won't.
It's nice. The bees love it, but it just keeps coming back and more and more and more. I'm gonna hoe mine off when it starts coming through. Just keep hoeing it off this year instead of just leaving it.
Yeah.
Did Claire say something about coming on with a hat?
I don't know. She was trying to out Yorkshire Nic, wasn't she?
She said right at the beginning she wants to show somebody a hat. Or was that what it was about?
I think that was about. She's put in the questions, Nick. We should put the most Yorkshire accent to the test officially on a vote here.
Oh right. Yeah, Claire's quite broad.
Claire's got a very, very Yorkshire accent.
Yeah,
Claire's
she has.
is probably more than Nick's, I'd say.
Can I showcase it? She wants to come on. What have you got?
Guess the seedling.
That's a loafer, isn't it?
It is. Well done.
Mine ain't germinated. Mine not even germinated yet, but I only sowed mine a week and a half ago.
So I've got 3 that I sowed probably about 3 weeks ago, and then I've done another 3 that 2 have germinated. So I need to pot them.
So that's 3 weeks from sowing.
Yeah.
Bloody hell!
They're very slow. They seem to germinate and then just sit there. Although there are just the true leaves starting to come through now.
Yeah. Is that the cylindrica one? Not the variety.
Can't remember which one it is.
I put a thing out, I don't know, probably a month ago about a vote, and the highest one that people love was it's cylindrica. Sure, it is. Yeah. I said, "Oh, that's a Tommy."
Yeah, that's one of my micro tomatoes.
Yeah, mine have. So I sowed 6 mine about a week ago, and 5 lots of them are up already. So they're tiny.
The roots are just starting to come through the outside of there, so I need to pot that on.
You get on well with the coin things?
I tend to do my tomatoes in them every year because they're just quite easy to do, and you just chuck them straight in and put them a bit deeper. I just had some. I've now got coir compost as well because Simply Seeds sent us a load, didn't they? And I've also got a big bag of coir as well. So I've had so much problems with compost in the past couple of years. I'm just like, coir is the same every time you buy it. There's no inconsistency with it. I know a few people have struggled with it, but I seem to be all right with it. So I think it's one of those preference things, isn't it? However, because everybody looks after things differently. So if you find something that works, then stick with it.
There's still that big thing about coir because it comes from India or wherever it comes from across the world. I know it's a byproduct, but it's still put on airplanes. And
It is.
someone said to me that I can't remember who it was, to get a lorry full of coir over here is worse carbon footprint than digging up a lorry full of peat from Scotland and driving it down.
Yeah, but then
You don't really know
the
who to believe, do you?
yeah, but the difference between that is that coconuts take how long to grow, whereas a peat bog takes thousands of years to come back. So once you've digged,
But I'm not saying that they said, oh, it's better to have peat, but they're just for the carbon footprint thing they were saying. So it's bad. It's bad to use coir because it comes from that far. But I don't think there's any proper. Nobody's done any proper surveys on anything. So everyone says different things.
that's the problem with everything, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
to actually find out which one's better, then we all know. Well, peat's bad, so anything other than peat has got to be better.
But that's what they're saying for the environment, for the world. Flying the coir over here isn't. It's just as bad as peat in the carbon footprint thing.
Yeah.
But are they? Is it true? Are they? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't used it a lot. It's the first time I've tried it with what Simply Caesar sent me, and the few things I've planted are coming through already, some onions and bits of bobs. So
Yeah. Yeah, all my leeks and my onions and my spring onions that I sowed at work are all coming through.
yeah.
No.
And I said, whatever we do, we're damned whatever we do. It's true, isn't it? You try your best. That's all you can do. Try your best, and that's it.
Yeah. You've just got like I said, peat bogs take thousands of years. At least coir is a byproduct of something else. Like that
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't get used if it wasn't made into compost. It's not like they're growing the coconuts for coir. It is a byproduct of coconut.
But
So
they
it's all
put on jumbo jets to fly around the world, though. That's what they're saying.
I
Or
guess
put on
whether it's on a boat or not.
big fat boats chugging around the world. It's still, it's still full of diesel and God knows what. But I don't know. It's it's good stuff. I like watching it when it all expands. That's quite nice. Watching the when you put the water in it.
I guess that's one of the advantages of it as well, because you can get so much of it in such a small space. One big block of that coir expands into
it's a wheelbarrow full, isn't it?
Yeah. So, if you bought a bag of compost, you're going to be using more petrol to get it home than what you are with a coir block. So it's a minefield. If you really tried to figure out which one was better, you'd never get it.
No, I'm sure there are people that can do it, but I don't know.
Are we getting Claire in? Claire wants.
Yeah, let's get Claire in. She can come in and we'll listen to her. She can tell us. We haven't spoke to her for a long time, have we?
Let's see if she can out Yorkshire us or out Yorkshire Nic.
That's what she wanted to show us.
Is that all right, Christina? I've also got my dressing gown on, Jamie. I'm ready for bed. I don't think my accent's more broad than Nick's.
I bet you can try.
Oh.
Now then, fellas, how this been? I'm very proud to be Yorkshire.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
I harp on about it a lot on Instagram. But we wanted to put it to I were going to say, let's put it to a vote on here. You could give us a phrase, me and Nick could both repeat it, and you could see who was the broadest Yorkshire.
Well, I think just from that sentence you said then, you are way broader. Definitely.
But yeah, I think I'm about Marc as well.
Nice hat. Very nice.
Did you see me garlics come up? You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Marc, give me some wild garlic. It's coming up.
You know who's going to be very jealous of the fact you've got wild garlic from me?
Right, I'm off. I'm off. You give me no wild bloody garlic, did you?
You
You
came
can
at
have
the
some
wrong
of
time of year,
mine.
baby.
Can't believe
Oh,
it.
it's great to see you guys. I've been hibernating over winter,
No,
so I've been
it's been horrible, hasn't
yeah, I've been off. So, but I'm back now.
it?
Coming out of
Go. What?
hibernation.
I'm back. I don't know. I'm like one of them, you know, them little lizards you see. I'm pretty sure I'm cold-blooded, and so like I come out and I'm like, oh, heat me, and then bam, I'm back.
Are you gonna shed your skin?
Yeah, maybe. I'll be. Right, I'll go. It was just a quick one. Lovely
No,
to see you guys.
no, stay there. Tell us what you're doing in the greenhouse.
Do you know what?
You done anything yet?
I haven't sown a single seed this year. I autumn sowed, so I've got some broad beans and I've got some field beans to put out. I just need to bloody menopause brain. What's it when you put them out a bit and then bring
Harden
them
off.
in and then yes,
Harden
that's
them off.
the one. Harden off. I need to harden them off, and then they'll be out. But I think this week I'll probably sow some tomatoes and aubergines and chilies. I think I'm not very successful with chilies, but
Yeah,
I
they
have
can be a
managed.
bit sometimes, can't they?
I have managed to keep one alive over winter.
Well, that's good then. That is.
It's looking a bit sad, but I think if I could get it potted up and sorted out, now my motivation's back.
Give it some feed.
It's one of Unchili's, you know, my wild and messy garden. It's one of hers that she gave me at the garden gram.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Fantastic. That's good. I've tried. Well, I haven't tried. I've left a few in the greenhouse, but they just don't do anything. They die.
Yeah. I brought
They
it
just
in.
sticks. I didn't. I left them out.
They need to be inside.
Yeah.
Definitely in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
all right, go then.
All right.
Lovely to see you, Claire. Can't wait to see
Yeah.
some more on the gram.
I know. I will be. I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back now. That's it. No getting rid of me now.
And you're definitely the most Yorkshire.
I don't agree. Right, shoot me out because I don't know how to get out.
See you later.
See you.
Bye.
Brilliant. Love Claire. God,
Great.
she was the life and soul of the Garden Grand Ball, wasn't she? Whew.
She was indeed. She was brilliant.
Oh, she was
Great.
fantastic.
And it's probably trying to think when she came last year. She came and helped me in the garden at work for a day, and that's when I gave her the garlic because it was just before flowering, so it was the perfect time to whip some out and potted her up 3 or 4 good clumps that she took back with her. So
yeah,
I'll do you some. If you text me tomorrow whilst I'm at work, I'll go and dig you up 3 massive clumps of it.
It ain't come up yet, though, is it?
Yeah, it's all in leaf now.
Is it? I'm gonna need to go and find some.
Yeah, it's in leaf now, so I'll get, because if you either need to do it now or wait until it's flowered and then get it before it disappears.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it's flowered, it just dies off again.
Mm.
So if I do it now, you'll be able to get that for this.
Yeah, so whatever, you can leave it in the pots and it can die off in the pots if I don't see you.
And then
I get you now, yeah.
And shove it in the ground whenever then. And then as long as you remember where it is, it will come up the following year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, hope so.
It's up and going.
Is it early?
Don't think so.
I
think it's usually towards the end of when the snowdrops are finishing that you then get the white flower of the garlic.
Right.
And then it's bluebells. They're like the first 3 wild flowery things. What is wrong with you? Why are you grumbling? Huh?
Is you
wanting to get involved? I've got both dogs in here today.
You're ignoring him. What have you been doing at work then? anything interesting?
Oh, what I've been doing at work. Writing massive long lists.
Saw that, bloody hell.
I've crossed 2 things off the list today, but then I've added another 2 things to the end of it. So
Is that to be done before March?
yeah, to be done before the end of February.
Bloody hell.
No, there's probably 6 things on there that I need to get done this week, because if it carries on as warm as what we've got it, I need it done ASAP.
Yeah.
And then everything else is as soon as possible before spring starts getting going, because everything will start growing. I've got to get all the beds cut down.
Yeah.
Got loads to do. But I've been moving some plants today, moving 3 big hollies that have been in since the garden was planted, but they've barely grown. And the reason why is because they were planted too deep. When I've dug them up today, they were about that much too deep in the ground. So where the base of the plant would have been in the pot was that much underneath the soil.
Okay.
So the stem was buried. So when I've replanted it, I've put it higher and cleared all of the soil.
How long have they been in there like that then?
Must be at least 15 years. And they've literally barely grown.
Why? Explain that. Why would that make a difference?
I guess it's not, like we were talking about with the tomatoes. If you shove a tomato in deeper, it's going to re-root along the stem. Whereas
that's
a tree,
that's what the little hairs are, aren't they?
Yeah. Whereas a tree and a shrub, it doesn't do that. It's just going to be moisture and stuff around the stem where there should be airflow. Yeah. So the bark needs to breathe. Whereas if it's under the soil, it ain't going to get any. There's no air, and it's going to get too wet. Yeah, and some things can revert if it's too deep as well, as Kim said, because they're like bred from a original holly.
Exactly, yeah. So that's the same as if where you grafted on your apple tree. If that's below, that'll revert back to the not the grafted the stock.
Yeah. So the root of the stock, that will get going. But yeah, I've moved 3 of those, and although they had barely grown, they were well rooted. They weren't well rooted for plants that have been in 15 years. They were pathetic little things, but I shouldn't have been able to dig them out.
So they should have been. It should have been massive, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when the contractors were in, they actually dug out a couple of hollies that were in between 2 other trees that were too close, and they'd gone massive.
Yeah.
So where I've put the smaller ones is a little bit further away from that, so that they're better spaced. So almost to replace the bigger ones that we've dug out, and then I can keep them small if they do actually get going.
Yeah.
But it just shows the difference between ones that were planted properly and were happy, and the ones that clearly weren't happy.
So are you planting the ones that were unhappy that you dug out today? Are you replanting them?
Yeah, I've put them back in. Yeah. So
that'll be interesting to see what they do over the next couple of years.
Yeah, so when you came for the day and we dug out that bit stretch of hedge.
Yeah.
Then there's the rock on the corner drive. There was a group of 3 hollies near them.
Right.
And those hollies I've now dug out and separated, so they're planted on their own. So not only the fact they were too deep, I think the fact that they were in a group wasn't helping either. So I've split them up into individual plants.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see what happens to them. Right. My comments have stopped again, Mark. So.
Lulu in the question says, I've grown some purple sprouting broccoli and just wanted to know when to and how to harvest it. It's pretty big now with shoots all along the stem. When did you grow the purple sprouting broccoli? Was it last year? Because if it was planted last year, it'll be coming up for...
Be ready to go now.
It'll be sprouting now, I would have thought.
Yeah. You just snap off back to the stem, didn't you?
You don't
I always do when they...
Yeah, with the purple sprouting broccoli, you're not actually going to get like a head of
No,
broccoli. They're just
snap the individual stalks.
Yeah, so they're more like an asparagus almost than a broccoli.
With a little broccoli on top.
Yeah, with a tiny little bobbly bit.
Mm.
What did Kim say? Just trying to read the comments. Oh, what does that mean, Kim? When Kim said about reverting, so yeah, plants have an original form, and what nurseries usually do to speed up growing a plant, they'll graft a plant onto a rootstock, which is quicker to grow, and then that plant will stay as that plant because it's been grafted. They do it with all sorts. They do it with apple trees.
Apples
They do it with
are normally dwarf, aren't they? The rootstock are dwarf ones.
Yeah. They also do it with aces, Japanese maples. You know, all of them grafted onto like a bog standard hard growing maple, and then they just put on a branch on top of it.
And that's why if that graft is below the soil level, that's got a chance that will start sprouting from there, and you'll get the original rootstock apples will come off it, which will probably be rubbish.
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't be an edible one. It'd be like a cooking apple or something even more random.
Yeah, I think I just saw what at the bottom of there. Sissy said spuds, easy growers or not, Nick. Oh, that's for Nick ages ago. Easy growers or not? Most spuds are easy to grow.
Yeah, just chuck them in a pot.
Chuck them in.
Compost as they grow. Chuck some more compost in.
Give them some water.
Once they're at the top of the pot,
I do mean
are good and just
my Yorkshire. Give them some water.
Wow. I've just planted a Bramley step over grafted on a dwarf rootstock.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, she's saying the Nicola's variety. I don't know. Nicola's not one I've ever heard of before.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, they're good. Nice.
What are they? Are they like an early or a main crop?
Just a main crop.
Right.
Just trying to think. That was one of the ones we got from Simply Seeds, was it? I can't remember.
I don't think I even looked at them, to be honest. George looked through the box and was potatoes, stuff, loads of seeds.
I've started chitting mine this week, just gone. One day last week. To Teresa's, she didn't like it. She walked up into our ensuite and they're all over the ensuite bathroom window. I said they're only going to be there 3 or 4 weeks. You're right, don't worry. Probably more like 5 or 6.
I just noticed that earlier I was looking for some garlic and saw my ochre, and they've all started growing. So I don't need to get them. Just need to get them planted up.
I think I put ochre are the little pink ones, aren't they?
Yeah, that's Sam.
Yeah, I put mine back in the autumn. They're in.
Have they done anything?
No, not yet. No.
Have to see. Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but somebody on the gram said about that I don't know whether they accidentally, like it was a autocorrect, but they put chatting to potatoes, and I can never hit. That's hilarious. Like they're just sat there chatting.
I wrote my article about chitting potatoes this week, and it's quite funny trying to explain people about chitting.
Yeah, I need to get some more actually. I've only got the ones from Simply Seed, which is.
So have I, but there's lots there.
Yeah, but I think last year I had 2 bags from Simply Seed, and then I think I bought maybe another 3 varieties.
I went to the potato day with Kim and Catherine last year and got about 7 or 8 different varieties, but I'm not that bothered about potatoes, to be honest. I was going to do mine in probably compost sacks this year.
Yeah, I've still got a pot in my greenhouse that's been sat there all winter with potatoes in it. I'm interested to see whether they're actually any good because we've had pretty hard frosts, so they might be.
They might be mushy, or they might have a. Don't they? If you leave them a long time, they'll get like an extra, like a scab. But you still peel it off.
Yeah, I'll have to get them out. I'm guessing they're probably mush.
Compost into compost.
Yeah, I'm quite interested by Jenny Wren's thing that she's doing, where she chops. I think she chops the potatoes up into pieces, and then you can.
Oh yeah, you definitely do that
as pieces, which is quite interesting.
As long as they've got an eye on them, they're fine.
Yeah,
that's the same as a daily tuber, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Kim said before, you can, if you get an eye on it, you can just wiggle that bit off, and you've got another one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Because I mean, from one bag you could get loads if you're chopping them up into 3 or 4 pieces.
I've chopped a couple of bigger ones up before in half, not into little bits, but in half I have.
Yeah. So what have you been doing? Have you got anything going?
Yeah,
growing?
I've got microtoms are all up apart from one. Like I said, so there's 5 varieties up. My aubergines are in there. A couple of them have started to sprout. Some chilies. Only a few of them. They take a lot longer, don't they? But like I said, I think I spoke to you on the phone, or was it last week? I said about I bought some heat mats because my little hot hut wasn't hot enough. They were working really well. They're really good.
Yeah.
I tend to overwater. Do you overwater seedlings?
See, I think that's the beauty of Koya. I think Koya dries out quite quickly.
Yeah.
So I think I think I probably do overwater quite a lot.
Yeah.
So Koya, it's not really an issue because it dries out quite quickly.
I get my little tiny watering can and give them all a little spludge. But today I took because they're in propagator, I took the lid off and squidged one, and you can see it's wet. Oh my god! So I watered it again. So I left the lids off all day, and they've dried out a bit. So
I think
fingers crossed.
That's the other problem as well with lids. It can get quite humid, and then you end up with damping off going on.
Yeah.
With lids. So ideally, you want to be taking the lids off during the day.
Yeah.
To try and get some airflow.
Definitely.
Hi, Teresa.
Marc said hi.
So
that's what I did today. You up?
At least you've had your tea today. She's not waiting for you to come out and have your tea.
I have had my tea. Yeah, I have that. I was cooking, so I thought, I can easily get that done. And it got to 7:10. I went, oh God, quick! And I was, like I say, sitting munching it at 7:27. Just finished.
Yeah, I got home to an absolute nightmare today. So Steph was working late, so Steph's nan had to pick George up from school and bring him home. And the first thing George wants to do when he gets home is go on his Xbox. But there's a passcode you've got to put in to get into it.
Yeah.
And trying to explain to anyone how to do this passcode is a nightmare because it's obviously not got a keyboard. It's
like
an up, down, left, right type thing.
Yeah.
And so when I got home, they'd managed to do it wrong too many times, and it locked him out of the Xbox.
Oh no!
And then to get it unlocked, you had to put in the password for the account, and I couldn't remember the password, so it was just like. And then I knew that I had to get his tea cooked because he was going swimming. So I was stressed.
And then you get me going. We can start early, can't we? No.
The joys of parenting.
Yeah, I don't get that anymore. Thank God.
Just got older kids.
Finished. Oh yeah, there are the older kids' troubles as well, but
yeah,
lots of them, lots and lots of them. Yeah, so I'm going to be also a few more seeds, I think, over the next few days.
It's really going to start ramping up now,
yeah,
isn't it? In terms of what you can sow.
Yeah,
starting to come towards the end of February, March, more and more things are doable.
Yeah.
Like Nick said, there's like 10 minutes of sowing, you've got an hour of pricking out to do. I was just looking at all those leeks and spring onions and stuff that I've got germinated. There's like
And that's the thing.
5 trays worth of stuff.
And then I think normally I'll just get the packet and go sprinkle them over the top, and they're all touching or in clumps and things. I'm going to try and make an effort of try and space them majority or better spacings that make it so much easier to brick out.
Yeah.
And they're all on top of each
The
other.
beauty of those coir things, because you don't need to prick that out, you just shove that in another pot.
Yeah.
And the you can get the module trays as well. They're really good. I like using those.
Yeah, everything of mine's they're all in single modules, so it's one seed per module. So there'll be a nice little root ball on the bottom of them all.
Yeah, I think you can start doing carrots and parsnips and stuff like that now as well, can't you?
What, outside?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me have a look on Nick's seed packet thing.
I'm sure there's definitely a variety of carrot you can do in late February.
I'm sure there are. There's going to be, I think, anything, because by the time they come up, there's going to be much left of the much frost and stuff. What we got here? Rosemary, thyme, onions, cabbage, parsnips. So she's saying so inside in March, April. I wouldn't say I'm never going to sow parsnips inside again because they just don't work. March, April, May for carrots. Yeah, you're right with carrots.
Not far off. Yeah, somebody's asked about putting wood ash for plants. You can definitely add it to your compost. That's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, or if you're a digger, you can dig it in.
Yeah,
I don't think,
or add it. So
just sprinkle it on top would do a great deal, wouldn't it?
No.
As long as it is just decent wood ash, it's from logs, and you haven't put pallets and treated wood and stuff in there. Just as long as it's decent ash from logs,
without paint or anything like that. It just wants to be nothing more. And don't just dump it all in one. If you're going to put it straight on a bed, put it
sprinkle
thinly.
it fine. Yeah,
and then fork it over into the ground. But yeah, the easiest thing to do is just chuck it in a compost heap, and it'll add a lot of nice. Is it potash that
potash,
wood is?
Yeah, potassium, is it? Pot. Yeah, I've done that before. I've just tipped mine when I know my wood burner for that week has only had logs in it, because I'm naughty sometimes and chuck bits in there I shouldn't do. I go and tip it in the compost heap.
Yeah,
it just gets.
Claire said no blue check pallets. Definitely not them. They're full of all sorts of chemicals.
Yeah, God, there's so much in there. Creosote and blue paint and everything. Stop them rotting.
Methylene bromide as well. That's the other one that I get thrown at me all the time. The ironic thing about the methylene bromide is that farmers use it as a fungicide.
Oh, God.
And that's what they use in the pallets to stop them from rotting.
Even the word sounds bad, doesn't it?
Just doesn't it? It's like,
But you went past the factory.
Yeah, or I don't know whether it's where they make the pallets or whether it's just where they take them all back to, the ones that don't get burnt by the Northern Irish people, and me making
plant.
But it looked like a pretty big organisation. It wasn't just like little builder's yard. It was huge.
Yeah, they're everywhere, there, aren't they? Absolutely everywhere. Wherever you go, you can see blue pallets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were following a lorry absolutely full of blue pallets, and then it turned into this big yard. I was like, "Chap, don't let them see me. They'll drag me in there, and you."
Well, Chris used a pallet this week, didn't he, for his garlic?
Oh, that was a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Just a temporary, quick planter. Fill it up with compost. Lay it on the ground.
Done.
Quick and simple.
Yeah, very. I like that. Yeah, it's good.
I think my mum and dad said they went past the Chet factory on the way to Birmingham Airport as well.
Keep an eye out for that.
So they're
now.
obviously around.
There's red ones around here, so I don't know whether there's a red chip somewhere.
It's not Chet; it's another company. I've seen them as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name of the company is, but I'm sure it's just a similar sort of deal. But it's weird how many of them get burnt. Like they're obviously not that bothered.
Millions and millions of them. They must have people knocking them out by the. Oh.
Well, I think I read on their website that there's 150 million of their pallets in circulation around the world.
Good God.
So, yeah, my one planter one, I don't think they're going to miss that too much.
And that stack of about 1,000 in Northern Ireland.
I mean, yeah, 150 million. That's a hell of a lot of pallets.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Oh, it was in Guernsey, was Pat Chep.
Oh.
They've infiltrated Guernsey as well. Claire's got one. I've got a pallet that Chris gave me, which is blue, the same colour as a Chet pallet, but it's not actually a Chet pallet. It's Chris painted it that colour.
Therefore, you'll get done for counterfeit.
Counterfeit. My 50 quid, please. Norfolk Exotic Garden. Welcome, Jamie. Quick hello. Hope you are well. Yeah. Is that Sonia?
No.
No?
No. Sonia's Helsden Tropicana.
That's right.
Gutted of my things don't work. Is Kate still in? Kate, what? Are you there?
What haven't worked? What?
My comments.
No.
Bored of it. Not having comments. Yeah.
Trademark.
Exciting for Nick to be growing for Kate's garden, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, very nice.
Sounds like it's going to be another year of lots of Instagram people at BBC Gardeners World Live again.
Looks like it.
Lots of different people. I know, obviously, Kate has announced hers, and Laura, Lottie on the Hill.
Yeah, and isn't Jan doing one? What's her name?
Flower Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I saw her with some drawings.
I've not seen.
It was for cancer. I'm sure it was. Unless it's not Gardener's World. I didn't read it properly.
Seen. It's been lost.
Yeah, but that'd be good.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. I love Gardener's World Live. It's really good.
Yes, one of the better shows.
Yeah,
and I've sort of not been every year, but I've near enough been every year for probably the last 5 years.
I've been 3 now. Yeah.
So once I've sort of, I think it was the first garden show I ever went to, really.
Yeah, mine was.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's one of those shows that you could definitely spend a couple of days there. Because I think doing it
properly, yeah.
Because you've got all of the indoor bit as well. Yeah. And I mean, I missed bits last year. Completely missed the urban, whatever it was, stage where Nate Sellers was on with him.
I went and saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That was over in that near King's Garden, wasn't it? Just down there.
Yeah, no, I just completely missed it.
No, that's good.
Hidden corner.
But then you got Bewley's first, isn't it? The spring one.
Yeah, although
is it Bewley's first?
Yeah, it's a really long way there, isn't it?
It's a bloody long drive. Yeah.
I mean, that must be a long way for you as well, because you got to go around the outside.
Yeah, so you've got an hour and a half on top of me, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long way. I know Kim's doing a flower talks and things to get there again.
Yeah.
I'm not making it sound very good. King's flower talks and things. Funny thing.
There's lots of people that will be doing the shows. I know Adam's doing his shows again and talks
It's
and
the
workshops.
DIY one. Yeah, they're good.
It's all good.
Yeah. Ah, fantastic. I didn't think we were going to get round to 9 o'clock, but we have.
Nearly there.
Mm. Yeah.
It's nice to speak to Nick.
Yeah, I like Nic. She's lovely. Really nice. Really, really nice woman. She was our mummy when we were staying in our house in Coventry last year when we rented an Airbnb. She was mum. Telling everybody when to get ready. Come on now, go. Do this, do that, do that. It was brilliant. We needed someone.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll get Nick on again. We'll get her a bit longer next time, hopefully.
Yeah, like I said, she can go down the allotment or whatever, can't she? That'd be lovely. Can't wait till we start doing that again, get outside and get people actually showing us stuff. That seemed to fly by really quick last year, didn't it?
I don't think you get as long as you think you do of daylight during the summer. If you think, I mean, what are we now? It must be 5:45.
It's 5:45 when yeah.
So, you know, we start at 7:30.
That's
you're going to be
thing, isn't it? It's quite late anyway.
Yeah.
I reckon we only
get
probably 7 or 8 weeks, don't we?
Yeah. So
maybe a bit more.
Garden doors, it is a bit of a struggle.
Maybe we ought to think about maybe starting half an hour early or something, so we'd get a couple more in. I do like wandering around people's gardens. So,
yeah, definitely.
And I like sitting outside.
Yeah, to be fair, I almost was going to do it tonight, but then the way the evening went, I was like, no. Going to go sit in the polytunnel. But yeah, my veg garden is getting there. I'm slowly making progress. So I've got 4 new beds that are all above the flood waters. And then, I've started digging more of the ditches now that all the old veg garden's pretty much cleared now.
Yeah.
So that's the next stage of digging the ditch and raising the main path up so that if it does flood, I've got an area to walk through, and then the ditches. And then all of the beds will be double height. So the beds will never flood as long as we don't get horrendous winter.
Major, yeah.
I think, and the veg garden's going to be bigger. I'm going to move a lot of beds to in front of the polytunnel, and then I think the old part of the veg garden will be where I grow my pumpkins. So, because that's lower anyway. So even if I do raise the level up, it'll still be lower than where my polytunnel is.
Yeah, mine's already really. I just want to I give it another few weeks, and then if I can start. I want to get some composted and top all my beds out when I see it. I'm ready to go, but I don't want to get too bad. Start digging yet. Give it another few weeks, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, I need to get my beds sorted. I need to start blowtorching them, charring them all, and then I can start positioning them, and then I can put my order into Plant Grow.
Are they pallet collars again for outside?
Yeah, I've got loads.
Of course you did. You went and collected 20 or something, didn't
you? Yeah. So I've got all of those, but I want to char them all before I do it because they don't last a huge amount of time. Because the ones that I used on my veg garden when I expanded it during COVID, I had a load of pallet collars there. When I've been moving those and doubling them up to make double beds, some of those have got a bit rotten already.
Yeah.
So what's that? 3 years? Maybe 4? 2019? No, 2020, wasn't it? Proper lockdown.
March 20 was first lockdown.
Yeah. So 4 years, which isn't very long, really. No. Whereas if you char them, you should get about 10 years out of them.
Did you really? That make that much difference?
Yeah. Because you don't get the insects getting into making tunnels, and then the water gets into the middle of it. So the actual charring just stops all of that. It's like painting them basically, because I think it depends how dry the wood is to start with. If they've still got some oils in the wood, you're almost bringing that oil to the surface as well.
Oh, right.
So you create like a layer of carbon on the outside of the plant. I actually saw somebody doing like some massive lengths of wood, and they were literally setting fire to them inside of this wood and then putting it out once it was the right colour.
Oh, wow.
So you can go really far with it, further than you'd expect, and it doesn't rot from that point.
Never knew that. I saw you do it, but I never heard of it. I never saw it, but I've seen a couple of people do it since.
Yeah, I think Rosie Irvin had done an article about it in Amateur Garden.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen loads of people do it. I think I can never remember her name. There's an account on here that is it the Girl Gardener, something like that. She did all of her beds, and she said they've lasted really well when she set all hers up. So
it's just using loads of gas, though, isn't it? Those gas canisters you use for your blowtorch are quite expensive.
Yeah, they're about £15 a go.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, on the one I've got like one of those, almost a plumber's blowtorch. Yeah. So it's got like a fairly large gas canister on it.
Yeah.
I'll have to see how long that lasts, because like I say, I've got like 20 of them to do. So, yeah, if I get all... I mean, to be fair, I've done... How many did I do at work? 1, 2, 3, 4 I've done at work with that one bottle so far. So if I can get... I've got 16 more at home to do. So if I can get half of them done with one one
it's not
canister.
that bad, is it? I thought they were about 50, 60 quid or something, one of them.
No, I mean, the actual blowtorch to buy is quite expensive, but the actual canisters aren't that bad. I think the actual head of it's like £100.
Yeah.
But the canisters, they're
But once you've got that, you've got that forever, haven't you? That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Which isn't bad at all.
No. Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's gone 9 o'clock now.
Yeah, we need to do our sweet potato grow along.
We do. We'll have a chat about that.
It's getting towards the time you want to be getting on with it, because it takes quite a long while to get it going.
Yeah.
And you can be
doing
it inside, so we can get
have a chat off air.
Yeah. Sort something out.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you, everybody, as per usual.
Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Mark.
And we'll see you next week.
Soon. See you next week. Don't ask
me who next week's guest is?
Is it that one next week? I can't remember.
It is. It's a rather special guest next week. That every
special one. Yeah, it will be. Go on then.
There's Charles Dowding.
Charles Dowding. Can't wait for that. He is my gardening hero. I don't mind admitting that.
And this is always on my coffee table in the conservatory. It's one I dip in and out of regularly.
Yeah.
And that's one of his first books that he's done.
Yeah. So next week's going to be a bit of a special one for me. Anyway, I've met him anyway.
I've met him. I've been to his garden.
I've been there. I've had lunch in his conservatory. Right.
See you.
All right. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.